At first, I actually was going to say indirectly, but now actually I'm going to change that. I'm going to say absolutely.
I may challenge you on that.
The reason I say indirectly is because at first it was complementary. Video was there as additional content, and content marketing is key. You can repurpose your content. You can link it in your website. You can have your channel, your YouTube channel, whatever. You can have all this stuff. Then Google has been shifting over the past couple years or more, and you're noticing that videos are now taking priority over web pages in the search results if there's an exact match. So one thing that we've observed, and this is pretty neat, is that if you have a web page that you're just banging your head against the wall, you can't get it to rank well on Google, it's not showing up on that first page, and Google tends to crawl your website slowly. It doesn't crawl, as soon as you make a change on your website, it doesn't mean that it's already in the Google search algorithm. But we have noticed that because Google owns YouTube, if you put a video in, that title of that video becomes immediately available in the search results within minutes and shows up potentially at the top of the search results because Google is prioritizing, they have regions on that search results page and the video is more important. So I think it's intertwined, and I think video is key. And I can't say enough about how more and more people should be using video, and not video production. We're not talking about big fancy $15,000, $20,000, $100,000 things. I'm talking about quick, just capture some content and repurpose it to make use of that. In fact, we have a new service that we call V-Flyers.
V-Flyers, same thing. We're doing quick turnaround for very specific sort of business names and business terms because that Google result is more likely to show up quickly if it's a video than if it's a page. Does video improve SEO? I don't disagree with anything you just said, 100%. I think the key is people shouldn't think that creating video content and putting it on YouTube will do anything for the SEO value of the site. There are certainly strong reasons to create video, to publish video on YouTube or wherever, but predominantly YouTube since it's Google. And to embed that on your site in content. As David said, it takes as much as 3 weeks for your site to be indexed after you've changed a page. Up to 3 weeks. So you release a blog today, you put it on Twitter and Facebook, it could still be 3 weeks before that blog gets into the Google search index. So it's not going to be a search result. If that blog happens to be a transcript of a video, that video can be in the search system in 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And that content now stands on its own. It stands separate from the site though, and that's why I say I don't think it necessarily supports SEO. The description has to include a link to your website for people to get more information. You have to talk about it in the video. Hey, if you want more information, click on the link down there and it'll take you to our website. There has to be work done to make sure that traffic to video ends up in traffic to the site. But there's no question that the two link together well, and getting a hit on YouTube is better than getting no hits to the site. So I would certainly say, yeah, absolutely, you use both, and you use the video as a catch-all for content that doesn't get to the site, or indexing that doesn't get to the site.
And a common problem that we've actually encountered with a lot of websites that we work with is that they have all of these great channels. They've got Facebook, they've got Instagram, they've got Twitter, they got YouTube, but they haven't done the technical work. They're not even aware of it, that there's a way of stitching, like telling Google and telling your website to associate those channels with the web property. And that's some work through things like your metadata, your structured data, all your Google My Business listings, all of that, the underpinnings, the framework of what's online. That's where I think working with somebody who's experienced in this field, if you don't know, go and ask, and working with web designers and developers who have that experience goes a long way, so that the effort that you're putting into, because you're pumping out great content, you're getting tons of engagement on your Facebook, why not make sure that there's value that's trickling into your website to help the SEO of the website, and it's not disconnected.
Yeah, they're not independent, and that's something, you know, we'll probably talk about in other questions that we answer. It's a landscape. It's not, you know, when you look out the window at a landscape, you don't focus on a tree. It's a landscape. There's everything. There's hills, and there's, you know, clouds, and there's trees, and there's grass, and it's all there. You can't focus on one specific element and expect it to improve everything. So it has to be a broader talk within most organizations. Oh, let's do social media strategy. Okay. Does your website convert? Does it bring people to you? That's a thing. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you coming to see the videos that we're putting together. If you like what you see, throw a like down below. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't like it, click that thumbs down twice. Let's Google know exactly what you think.